Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to another conversation and, of course, to the forum Afro-Social Workers Forum. Today, we are having a very interesting conversation, the conversation we began last week. Remember the conversation of last week? If you are here, just type down that conversation. It was just an amazing conversation, and we appreciate everyone who was there last week to share their opinions, to share their experiences. And the conversation was dealing with fakeness in one's surrounding. And today we are seeing the part 2 of it, because many of you and our viewers recommended and asked us to do this again. And so this time we want to go in details. We want to look at fakeness in relationship and maybe in marriage. When I talk of relationship, we're not limited only to marriages, but want to look at the relationship, but today particularly on romance relationship, partner relationship, man and woman relationship. Remember, we are living in Germany and in the diaspora. Lot of things happen. You do not want to be in a fake relationship. Today, I'm not alone in the studio, and I am not only with my colleague Batemona-Abeke as usual. I am also having 2 other guests with me today, and that's why the conversation today will be just amazing. Remember to share the link, invite friends, and let's do this thing together. Welcome with me, Batemona-Abeke. My dear, how are you today?
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here once again. My name is Batemona-Abeke, and I'm a colleague of Vera Sompon, and together we are bringing up this program, Afro-Social Workers Forum, and we are trying as much as we can to bring the most important topics that are meant to bring our community forward, our people, and to provide also empowerment, and more important, to speak about the unspeakable topics in our families, in our community today.
More especially to speak about the unspeakable. We are coming again to you, ma'am, because you are the expert today, especially in the areas of social work and trauma. Let us welcome another person who is going to be on board with us, Pastor Theresa. Stahn, you're welcome. Good to see you, and good that you're joining our platform today for the first time as the guest speaker. You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sister Vera. My name's Theresa Stahn, a pastor and a spiritual counselor and a social worker also. And I'm really excited to be here, to share matters that touch the core of our lives and the realities that we face as human beings. So I'm so happy, and I would say let's have the reality check and talk on this wonderful topic.
Ouch, let's have the reality check. I just do not want to start checking myself. Those who are watching from out there, do me the favor, you can start checking yourself. But today I'm not ready to do that check. Let's welcome also another very important guest also with us, and she will be telling us some important things to how we can overcome these challenges, well, how we can even discover that someone is even living in fake life. Let's welcome Cathy Iflanda. You're welcome, Catherine.
Thank you so much, Vera. Good evening to all of you. It's my pleasure to be with you guys this evening. And actually, it's about, trying to raise some very important issues on this matter of living fake. I believe that, we women, we are going through a lot. I know there's some men out there also, going through the same issues, but I think we should address the same issues because it's an issue which is really tormenting. At the same time, it's really, it's affecting a lot of many families, and people have to know exactly where they belong, and it's not just all about people wanting to leave just because of their own interests. They have to know exactly what do you want in a relationship. A relationship is just not one wanting to have his or her own interest. It's about the both of you balancing the relationship. And I feel that there's so many issues which people are going through, and it's about the young and the old people, because we have everybody's complaining in their own in their own category. So I believe that it's good for us to kind of like see to it where can we try to resolve some issues which are very sensitive. And at the end of the day, it's involving children into it, and whereby, at the end of the day, children are the ones who suffer, and mothers are the ones who suffer at the end of the day. And then we have here the struggles of who wants to be the one who is going to be taking the custody of the kid. So, I mean, it's a lot of issues about living fake, and it's about some individuals just them wanting to have their own interests of wanting to kind of like benefit from their own interests. So I think this matter has to be totally discussed, and we just have to change the whole issues which
We
are
just
going
have
on.
to change the whole issues which are going on. Thank you, Kathy. We are going to come back again to that conversation. My question goes now to my social worker and colleague. Tell us a little more, because today we are talking about fakeness in marriage and fakeness in relationship and fakeness especially in marriage. Ma'am, tell me, what do you think as a social worker, looking from the eyes of social work, what are the root causes behind fakeness?
So we handled this topic last week, and we were a bit retro in everything we talked about. We didn't go very deep because it was very interesting, and there were very basic and very interesting questions asked. And today we decided to go a bit deeper and talk about um, about the root cause of the root cause of fakeness before we come to the marriage aspect of it. So we said last week that the fakeness is as a result of people having been rejected once in their life and trying to get attention, or trying to fake and be who they are not, so that they can get recognition. Now, we are going to go deeper and talk about this, and then come to the marriage aspect of it. We say that we need to find out what is the root cause of fakeness. Now, in our families, we say that people who do it are there to be, maybe people go into become fake because there is a glowing appearance of a happy, loving one, and one has an illusion of maybe having a partner who genuinely try to make relationship work. And also, we can also go to the side to say that the thing that is behind fakeness is it has to do with the status and aspiration of the collective society, and people trying to have high values and want to be seen and wanting to show that they have some certain achievements in the society. People wanting to belong, people wanting to conjure something to be accepted, and because of this, there comes a team. Like somebody can come up with a story. Let's talk of gossiping. If one person can start and gossip, and because and the people will jump into this gossip without wanting to know is it true or not true. And in the process, there is going to be a team, just like we have a football team or a church community, or a group of people doing something. And those people that team up with things like this, they may want to believe that what has been said about this person is true. And we know that it's not even true. Nobody is even trying to find out the other side of the story. So I'm emphasizing on the society, on the community, especially as Africans, where we have been brought up wanting to belong, wanting to be to belong to survive in a community. So, example, if I like giving examples that are practical. Like, a women group, they decide, okay, we are called this women group, and if we wear a certain uniform when we are going somewhere, we are going to be identified as a group. If one person is against this once or twice, the person is going to be excluded. It doesn't mean that wearing uniform makes you be in this group. Maybe this group has an original cause that they follow. But the uniform aspect of it is a fake. It's just an external, appearance, a show. Let me call it a show. So we have, and then this group will now determine what the norm, for example. So the pressure mounts and the expectations become more. This brings a lot of problems. This is what I say that this is the wanting to belong in a group, wanting to be seen in a society, wanting to be accepted. Thank you very much. We are not hearing you, Vera.
When I meet myself. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. People wanting to belong, people wanting to show. People have suffered, and so from certain experiences, and now they are portraying other experiences, other characteristics to seek for attention. So fakeness is getting attention to get recognition. That's what you said, ma'am. Looking at the perspective, I'm talking to Pastor Theresa now, and looking at your perspective as a spiritual person, where did mankind fall? How, looking especially at the foundation, do we really have marriages based on true foundations that can avoid this fakeness our sister mentioned, or overcome these causes that our sister mentioned?
Thank you so much, Sister Vera. Of course, we know the foundation of humankind came from somewhere. We have so many theories, over 1,000 and millions of theories since the theory of creation, that there is a supreme being that created mankind, yeah? And the one thing we should know, that we, as mankind from creation, we are mortal. That is one reality check, that we have to work with from the beginning before we meet, the fakeness of what I call the falsehood of this world. We are mortal, we are dust. That means we are perishable. And anything that is perishable, it is bound to look beautiful, because the lifespan of this perishability, or this perishable thing, is short-lived. So if it is short-lived, then it comes with a lot of things that will come to make the beauty of it and make use of it, before it perishes. But when we look from the beginning, we see the creation. And when I say from the beginning, I'm quoting from the Bible. It's one of my best books that I read, the best collection of more than 60 books in one go. God created man, and man failed. Why did man fail? The reason man failed is because, when God created man, he said, let us make man in our own image. And this is very vital for us as human beings, as women, as people that have realized there is falsehood and fakeness, that the kind of lifestyle I'm living is not a lifestyle that is the real me. We must know these the fundamentals of creation and where we began, falling off. So man in his threesome, and when I say threesome, I mean man in his body, man in his soul and man in his spirit, failed. I, Theresa, am created in threesome. I have my body, the outer, I have my soul, and I have the spirit. And all these three depend on each other. Now, what happened to the first man in the name of Adam? As you know, it is written in the book, Adam saw, and by seeing, he failed to recognize. He failed to recognize who he was, because he had been given vivid and very solid instructions on what to do concerning his part of expertise, And when he saw Eve, at that time, Eve did not have a name. He says, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, And then he forgot. Everything was taken away because he saw with a physical eye. Now, number two, when when falsehood, now fakeness crept in, it crept in immediately. Adam saw, and and he desired. And this fakeness came in the name of a serpent that did not speak directly to Adam, but spoke to this woman that was created from Adam. And the basic of fakeness began when the falsehood or this serpent spoke to the woman and removed freedom from the words that Adam was given. And that is the beginning of the fall, because the instructions were very clear. You are free to eat. The word was freedom. And now falsehood came and took away the reality of mankind. The reality is that mankind has been given the freedom to do whatever they want, the freedom to choose, the freedom to do this. But there is only one but. And this freedom was taken away and falsehood crept in. And that is how we find ourselves in a position that we cannot even overcome our own. And at the end of it, we need expertise and advice from, people like our sister Helene, the therapist. We need mentorship. We need doctors. We need psychologists, because our freedom has been taken away. And I believe that is where this fakeness has its own root. When you take the freedom away, then everything goes, asunder.
Powerful.
Thank you so much.
There's an issue. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
With issue?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what is happening today? We're sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This technique at times doesn't really belong to us. But ma'am, you said something.
Can you hear me? It's better?
I can hear you.
Okay. I think it's better without. So, ma'am, you said something. You said freedom was taken away. And when this freedom is taken away, we start living actually in falsehood. This was spirituality in its purest form. Thank you so very much. We're going to get into the conversation proper. Let me get to have the question to with Kathy. Kathy, you have been in a very intensive relationship for many years. And my question to you would be, how can you dictate when somebody is living in falsehood? Your mic, you have to unmute. I did that. Okay.
Actually, it's all about, once you're in a relationship, definitely you have to actually be knowing exactly with the kind of person you're dealing with. And the thing is, we know people are always having those kind of like mood swings. Today you want to talk, tomorrow you don't want to talk, the next day you're going to be just aggressive out of nowhere, and it's about, that someone having that personal problem whereby they cannot speak it out. So how do you go about a situation like that? Okay, as a woman, you'll be calm, but at the same time, you know, you come to realize that probably maybe you're with somebody, but that person probably maybe he might be physically with you there, but mentally he's not there. You get me? And then that's when we start having that mixed mistrust. You know, you start feeling like, somebody could be probably maybe, you know, secretly communicating with somebody else. You know, as a woman, you feel it. And I feel that there are just so many things which people go through. And I feel that, you know, as a woman, you know, you just try to put yourself together and, you know, try to move on and kind of like say, okay, this is it. Okay, the situation is not that much the way you're expecting it to be, but at the same time, how do you go about it?
We are here with experts, and that's why we are having this conversation, and experts are there how to go about it. Let's talk to the social worker who is also in our midst. Batemona-Abeke, how do we go about fake things, fake partners? How do you even recognize that a partner is fake, and how do we go about it? Because that's the question of that.
Yes, thank you very much. So I'm going to go straight on point so that we can discuss a lot of things this evening. The first sign of a fake partner is I will be saying he or she because I want to be very neutral. Is the fake partners the romance is only for their own self-interest, if we want to see it this way. And fake partners do not care also about the romantic needs the other partner may be having. It may not be the primary need, but that's also one example. Fake partners pay minimal attention to what you say, even if you complain or you try to correct him or her. If a fake partner is constant, has the constant inability to establish a smooth communication. So it's usually a monologue talk. He or she won't be talking, and even if the other partner talks, there is no importance that is being given to this to what the other partner is saying. So there is a monotonous and dull conversation from one party, and then this person is only kind to you when friends are around or in public, you know, because of staging a show. Remember, everything is fake, so this show has to be well staged. And then now when it comes to courting each other, this person does not introduce you to their parents. You know, we Africans, we cherish our parents so much. And if you get really a partner that you want to settle with the rest of your life, you have to introduce this person to your parents, to your family members, to the important people in your life, you know, like pastors in church, you know. But fake partners are a bit hesitant in doing this. So you really don't know this person. If it's a man, you don't really know him or her, but because every day there are always some new things that you don't get to know this person. Every day there are some things that keep on coming up, and you sometimes wonder if this is the person that you thought you knew. So somebody who is not able to open up, and even if he opens at some bit, so it's like a mosaic. You're always trying to construct to get to know this person. Very cryptic. And then the last point that I think is very important is, now once you have settled, or even when you are deciding to settle, you keep on having some vision. We will do this, we will do this. And this person is talking of no future project with you, no permanent plans, because he or she knows that he or she is on transit. So those are some red flags. If you see in a partner, you have to start raising questions. And then we always also have this say that says, When the deal is too sweet, think twice. When you feel somebody who is so flamboyant and all over you and trying to act holy, I close it in brackets, to act holy. It could be this person could be trying to cover up something or that is not real. So for me, from the social worker aspect, these are some of the things that I would want to tell you to watch if you are dealing with a new person, or if you are in a relationship and you see these things. You have to be very, very, very very, very attentive, and also observant, and ask as many questions as you can. And I will have time to say, if you now conclude this person is fake, how to go about it. I will come to this if time allows me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much. I mean, you cited a number of things. I'm like thinking, oh my God, this can be a worst thing if you're living with a fake person. But the world is just so fake. Pastor Theresa just said everything is just falsehood. Pastor Theresa, please help us. Now she has cited some things. If you see, you can already see the red flags and all that. Before I get to you, Pastor, let me ask Kathy. Kathy, could you see the red flags, some of the things that our social worker have cited? Have you seen that also in your relationship?
Actually see some red flags, especially when somebody is with you and that person is after getting something out of you, he pretends to be so nice to you, so good to you, and when that person doesn't get whatever he or she wants, then he will tend to be toxic, he'll tend to be aggressive, he'll tend to be cold on you. So you as a individual, you just kind of like try to wonder, I mean, what's not happening? You cannot expect to get everything in one day. Rome was not built in one day. Everything goes slow and everything takes each and every step at a time. So I believe the kind of the red flags, women normally go through to, they're kind of like a lot, they're just too much, and and this is something which really distresses a woman, and that's where we come in, as especially when financial cases comes in, whereby the person is always just after asking money here, money there, money here, money there. So you just go out of your ways trying to please the person. So I believe that is just a fake.
Yes, that's a fake. And we're going to come because Batemona is going to tell us, and of course our sister Theresa, how to come out from this fake and what are the possible solutions, how to help the victims of fake. But before we go there, we have a question from our guests or from our viewers. Any of you can answer. Pastor, maybe you can answer this question. What about fake partners who pretend to be good, and once you get married with him or with her, then you come to discover the real fakeness? How do we deal with that? Either my social worker colleague or the spiritual part of it, you can answer.
Interesting, and at the same time, thank you so much. It's really interesting and at the same time sad, because it's the reality, of things that we are facing here. And remember, the fakeness did not begin yesterday. It is not beginning today, and it will not end today or tomorrow. It will still go on and on and on. Now, we have, as I have said, we are made of dust. We are full of blame. We are full of error. We are full of fault. We are full of many flaws. And that means, it sums us as mortal. And that's what we are. Human is to error. Now, Somebody asked, what about the fake partners who pretend to be good? And once you get married with him or her, then you come to discover the real fakeness. Remember, last week I was a viewer, and I also commented, and I said, everything about this world is fake, including religion. So there is nowhere you will go and not find fakeness. Because I said, when we want to deal with fakeness, because we are talking about a partner, but have I looked at myself? The best focus and the best binoculars that I have to take is to direct these binoculars first to myself. As a marriage counselor, spiritual marriage counselor, I always tell people when they run to me, and most cases are women, short percentage is men, they will come and first, you go through the counseling session, the questions, with the person. Number one, I have to deal with that person first, this person that came, before we now, put the binoculars on the other person. Then after that reality check of myself, then now we can now start talking about you and your partner. And after now talking about you and your partner, then we can talk about you or your partner now. So it is a sequence of things that does not just come as a bombard, it has to be about you. I said, you have to deal with you have to deal with you, and you have to deal with you. Because I am made in three parts, as I said before. The body is made out of the spirit and the soul. And the soul, remember, is in the middle. So there is a fight between the body. There is another fight that comes from the spirit side. And the soul is in the middle, having the sole purpose of making decisions. And it is the soul that will decide whether you're going for the fake thing or you're not going for the fake thing. So we human beings, we are spirits. We are not just beings, because the spirit in you is the real you, Sister Vera. Vera is made out, I'm using you as an example, ma'am, because this is our show, it's your show, it's our show. So I'm using you an example. There is Vera the body, Vera the soul, and Vera the spirit. Now, when Vera the body desires the fakeness and the money that our sister has talked about, we know that money is the beginning of all source, is the source of all evil. Then Vera the soul will need to decide, do I go for it? And the spirit that is in you is always alive, whether we like it or not. That's why when you reach your limit, you will look for counselors. You will look for Sister Helene to counsel you as a specialist, as a therapist, as a mentor. You will look for pastors as your mentors, because the spirit is alive and it discerns. So the moment the spirit discerns, then you will desire the things of the spirit to make the body a better place. And that is how you can discern your partner also, and know whether he is fake or not, and know how to go about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is a powerful lesson. The body is made up of this, the Vera is made up of the body, the soul, and the spirit. And you said that it's about Vera, Vera, Vera. You. So about wholeness, oneness. This was a powerful spiritual lesson and class. Now, I'm going to take you out of this class now and come back to the real social world. And I'm going to be asking Batemona the question. Looking from this eye to of wholeness, body, soul, and spirit, how then can we, as a social worker, what are the services you have to offer those that have gone through, and how can they come out of this fakeness?
It's of course coming from a spiritual aspect to the secular world counseling. I believe there is also a connection. And the first point is, I need to tell you that people are living under pressure, different kind of pressures. And we are talking about this topic because our clients have spoken to us in the course of our work. We have counseled people. We are trying to assist people come out of struggling marriages, and we know that sometimes it doesn't work. And now we are coming in as social workers to say that when you see that, you first of all, we realize that there are a lot of stress in this country we are in, and therefore you have to try to find out the root cause of what is making this marriage not function, what is causing this person be fake. And when you know that the reason is maybe because the person is afraid of being deported, because this person went into marriage to get papers or residence permit. Marriage is marriage. So the first thing you try to do is to try to see if this marriage can be saved in any way. So because I believe even fake people deserve a second chance. Someone could go for a marriage because of papers, but through counseling, through being held hand in hand by the right people, this person can also develop feelings for the other person. Because I'll be the last person who would want to split a marriage. So number two is you try to empower the different parties. If it is the lady, you empower. If it is the brother, you empower him. And then you try to tell them that there is a way they can work it out, and both have to want it. Now, the problem comes if only one person wants to work on this relationship. If it happens like this, you're going to be empowering one person, and at the end of the day, there's going to be no balance in this relationship. So you empower someone to have his self-worth feelings, and we try to motivate people to come out of this peer pressure of wanting to be society people, wanting to be seen and to be defined by material things that they have. We try to tell people that if you marry someone because of resident papers, within 1 year, maybe you will have everything, but you're going to live with this person the rest of your life and maybe even get children out of this marriage. So if you started it as a joke, there is need to be serious on it, because there are some who just go into marriage as a joke, So so another aspect which social workers can assist is to create spaces that expose such characters without the intention of blackmailing anyone, like we are doing here with our program. We are creating a space where we can talk about the untalkable, where we can touch the untouchable topics, where we can boldly come out and say, we are noticing there is a problem in our community. We need to address it for the sake of sanity of the community. We are going drown and drain. There is depression, there is alcoholism, there is criminality that is resulting because of this fakeness. So we need to address this topic. Anyone asking what does this have to do with social workers? Yes, maybe this is not a topic among German social workers, because in most German societies, they tell people off on the face. They don't go about the bush kicking around or hiding or pretending to be what you are not. And this we have some of these things we've inherited it, and we are giving it to our next generation. We train children to be fake, to be liars, to be cheaters at a very small age. So this is why we are making it our topic, and it's an issue of concern as social workers, because if we talk of social workers being having an holistic approach to a family, then we have to address these topics, whether people want to hear them outside there or not. And I believe that by bringing such topics, we are also trying to provide solutions. We are empowering people. We are sensitizing people on this weird behavior that we have. I say we, including me in a way. And we need to re-educate ourselves and stop being mean with ourselves. So these are some of the things social workers can do. Now, when you do these things, when you are advised by social workers and this does not happen, then there is need now to deal with that person individually. And how do you deal with a fake person? Or first of all, you sit down with this person, lay the cards on the table, openly communicate all the ways you feel and think these people are fake. If you have any evidence, table it. First of all, yourself. If this is not entering this person, try to get the most important person or the person that this person treasures. Like the parents. It doesn't matter whether they are here or overseas. Get in touch of them with them even through the phone. Try to address this issue of fakeness. If these people still refuse to change, and you have even gone for counseling and you've openly spoken about these things, now there are no reasons for you to continue giving this person a chance, because a fake foundation will remain a fake foundation all over, even if people have been given a chance to change.
A fake foundation remains a fake forever.
If somebody that is not intending to change, remember we said there is always a chance. Everybody deserves a chance.
Thank you so very much, Ma. We are going to come to that again. You were saying something, and I just thought to have this question with Kathy. Kathy, we are social workers, all of us, and we are debating this conversation. When I was having a conversation with you, you said that it's so important to have African social workers, that they understand the things differently. Can you elaborate much more? How have you profited? How do you think that African social workers are so important in dealing with such topics?
The problem here is arising whereby, we Africans, we don't really have that kind of like trust. We don't trust each other that much. And I find it to be very wrong, because we are having African social workers who are really doing a very great job. And I'm so proud of all of you, because you are really doing what actually, is not expected. And the thing is, I believe that the majority of people who are having situations, I believe, is always good to open up. It's always good to be transparent and to speak out whatever issues you're having, because we are having some things which some people, they cannot speak it out completely. And now this is the problem. And I feel that some African people, they tend to kind of like, weigh those ones of like 50-50, those ones of like, when they look at an African person, they feel like, this African person, she cannot help me. That's wrong. They do really help out very well, more than actually than the people who actually do their actual social work, because we are having these other social workers actually not really doing their good job, them taking advantages of situations whereby I feel that I mean, I will just speak for my experience. That's why I decided to come and at least, pick you, Vera, especially you, because you were a really, really, really good deal to me, because, you made me kind of like, open up myself and kind of like, speak out my mind. And I feel that you really, really, really encouraged me very well. And I would encourage other African people who are out there, if they feel that they're having any situations, they should also try to, come to you African social workers, because you guys are doing an amazing job. So the thing is, yeah, so the thing is, I feel that it's good that at least, we kind of like empower, we should try to trust we African ourselves, and not just, sit there and feel like, she is not better than these other people. Let me try to kind of like approach these other people. And whereby I have had experiences whereby I wasn't that much satisfied in the situations I was going through. And that's why at least I'm glad right now things are much better for me right now. And I feel that it would be great. It would be great if the majority of we Africans, we try to give our fellow African social workers a chance to also help them out. Yeah.
Thank you so very much. It's always a privilege to have people who can testify of the good job we are doing. The more so, it is so important that you know that we are here because you are there and that our entire existence is to support you. I'm going to take a question again from Mori Okoye. And this question, I'm going to direct it also to you, Batemona-Abeke. Maureen is asking the question, when do we as individuals realize that we are fake, and what can we do about it? Because nobody is perfect. We all learn from one another.
I think the most important thing is when you realize that you are fake, you become remorseful. You have to try now and check what is it that led me to be fake, and you try to reverse the situation if the situation is reversible. And I believe that everybody has a chance, as I said. In one situation, it has been a journey, even for me. There are some things that because of the way we grew up, or because the way we came in this country, you are told be this or act like this. The intention of every fake person is to be a better person or to gain or to achieve something. But the moment we realize that actually, even when you are your real self, you can still achieve that. When you hit that point of knowing that I can be what I want to be, and I can get that what I want to get if I am real, if I am myself. If you get to this stage, it's really it's a wonderful moment. So keep on doing, keep on trying to not to be fake also in other ways, and then you are going to be fully freed of, you're just going to be yourself at the end of the day. And I tell you, fake people who have changed, who have been transformed, the community or the people, the family, they may take long to accept them, their new selves. But please don't be discouraged. Continue on this course, because you will have inner peace. You prepare that you're going to be maybe excluded by the fake people, but don't worry, because you are going to join other people, because there is also another person and another person who is going through the same process. And together one day you are going to find yourselves, and you're going to be in a community, in a group. You're going to have friends who are not fake, and they are real, and you're going to be enjoying it. So this is what I can advise you to those that are in this process, and that are watching, the viewers that are watching today and they are fake. Don't mind, try not to be fake. It's difficult if you try to withdraw, just like withdrawing from those comfort zones in every way is usually very strenuous and has a lot of repercussions. But as we say, no risk, no glory. Remain unfake, and you are going to find other unfake people, and you will enjoy it at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to ask the same question to you, Pastor Theresa. What do you think?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm gonna go back to the book. And human beings, we are guided by rules and commandments. And there is a command that even the spiritual leaders, or even they do not use it a lot. The 10th commandment, which says, I believe, thou shalt not covet. The beginning of coveting. The 10th commandment covers all the other commandments. When you begin coveting, apart from the first 3 commandments, from the 4th to the 9th commandments about killing, stealing, lusting for adultery, lusting for somebody else's husband or wife, and you see the beginning of fakeness is actually through sight, through hearing or touching or smelling. because those are the most dangerous things that bring the lust into our being, to start wanting to be like somebody else, to start wanting to lie, in a relationship, to start wanting to lust for any other thing that does not belong to us. And therefore, at the end of the day, we find that we are not us. We are being somebody else. In short, we are fake. So in being fake, you are actually doing injustice to yourself, because deep inside you, the spirit in you, the real you, the spirit you, knows the reality that it is suppressed, and the body is getting advantage to it. Now, in the spiritual aspect of it, how would I deal between the war between the body and the spirit? The spirit is crying, is being suppressed, because the soul has decided to heed to the desires and the lust of the body by beautifying it and doing things that it is not essentially supposed to be doing, or not in line with the spirit. Remember, the spirit and the body must align themselves together for you to be you. Now, I need to nurture my spirit, because the spirit in this moment is the weaker part. The soul has decided otherwise, and the body has won. And now I begin to do things contrary to the third person in me. Now, when I nurture the spirit through counseling, I have to go and visit, therapeutic, get therapeutic services, get psychological services, get spiritual counseling services, go to the doctor if I am sick, and get the medication that is needed. Then I'm nurturing the spirit and realizing, as my sister says, she talked of a reverse, and surely there is always a point of reversal. And that is when now you start nurturing the spirit with the things that it needs for it to grow. And once the spirit has surpassed the body, then you will have reached that point of coming to you, and the fakeness will automatically start shedding away. It's like a tree that has got so many branches and it doesn't produce fruits. That tree is good for nothing. You need to be a tree that produces fruit, and therefore, for you to produce fruit, you need to be watered. You need to be, the gardener needs to weed you. You need to be pruned. All the fake branches need to be cut off and thrown away for you to be productive. And that is what we need.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. It's like if I was in another counseling session now in a church, and I'm hearing these good things, these spiritual things. I said church because I'm from the church side. So it's like I'm hearing the good things happening now, and my soul is just so rejoicing. Thank you very much. So it means that we have a chance to come back. We can change and we can turn things around if only we give ourselves this chance. Mori, okay, you say sometimes I also believe that ego is the enemy here. Ego uses fear to keep the cheap drama of fakeness alive in our relationships. Ego believes that to be safe in relationship, you must stay in control or better than your friends or partner. So fakeness creeps in this way. What do you think? Any of you can respond. Is it about control and ego here? Who wants to talk? Any of you can speak.
Of course, ego, fakeness has to do with ego, because ego, what is actually ego? Ego is being mean. You are mean to others, and it's just about you. So a person who is egoistic is afraid that this fakeness can be exposed. Just like I said last week, a fake person has the challenge of always trying to upgrade this fakeness so that it can remain real as possible. So fakeness in the relationship is a result of also being egoistic, having this personal ego. So as you allow this me and only me behavior to continue in you, of course you will continue being fake. But if you are genuine, we say the opposite of one of the synonym of fakeness is to be genuine. If you are genuine, you are yourself, whether you are poor or rich or short or tall or not able to get, you are real. And this is, and you are real. You have nothing else to hide about yourself. So this is what I can say about not being egoistic. There is a difference between being egoistic and self-love, to love yourself. When you love yourself, you don't have this, you are not egoistic. You're just loving and caring about yourself. And there's a big distance between loving yourself and being fake. Fake is for some certain gain or recognition, and yeah, it should be eradicated from our society. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Pastor, what do you think? How can we break that control spirit, which can even destroy us? We are almost rounding up.
Oh, yes. As I said, because of time, this is a very, very sensitive topic. Like ego, what I can say is just stop coveting. Because when you stop coveting and you nurture the spirit, once the spirit has overpowered the desires of the flesh, then of course, ego is part of these things that needs to be pruned. Ego means, as our sister has said, self-centeredness, self-righteousness. It's just about me and nothing else. And that is actually the greatest enemy of the spirit and the soul. So you have just to prune it. Ego is a no-go zone. You have to cut it, and not just cut it. You have to dig a grave and make sure it is buried and cemented so that it does not grow up anywhere again.
Thank you so very much. We have people watching all over, and I want to appreciate you all. You is watching from Cameroon. Thank you for devoting your time. You watching from Kenya. You watching from America. You watching from a job site. Mambi Rose is watching from the work site. Thank you so very much, and we appreciate all of your comments. Keep sending your comments. We are almost coming to the end of the program, but we are going to continue the conversation of fakeness, because many of the clients and many of you have requested that we deal with this topic until it sinks into our mind. And then I'm hoping that at the end of our dealing with this conversation, that we will be able to trick our spirit to make the right decision, so that our soul will not go for falsehood and for fakeness. Ma'am, you have a few seconds to give us concluding statement. I start with my colleague, Batemona-Abeke. What would you tell the people? We are rounding up, and the conversation today was dealing with fakeness, especially in relationship.
Can say very simple is we have to change this culture of dependency to start with, and we have to change. We have to be accepting, to be who we are, and try not to be faking, because this is short-lived. It's not for a long time. There's no sustainability of fakeness. So let's be ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. There's no sustainability in fakeness. Be yourself. What a lovely way to conclude. Thank you, ma'am. Pastor Theresa, tell us, we were talking about dealing with fakeness in relationship, and you brought us the threefold story of body, soul, and spirit. And now we're about to conclude. Those who were not there from the beginning and they're just coming in want to get something as concluding, because we don't want to go out of our time. What do they take home?
Thank you. What I will say, just in short, is that, as we walk through the fakeness in relationships, I would beg us, or the people that realize and want to find help first, number one, make sure that you do not find yourself in a blame game situation, or in the episodes of "it wasn't me, it was so and so" situation. Then number two, you have to know that your own dignity cannot be achieved through a lie, but it can only be achieved through your outward display of inward moral character. That's why I say it is very good for you to build up your spirit. Number 3, you have to know that your moral dignity is a reflection of the transforming power of God, of grace, or another chance given to you now while you're still alive. You can never have that transforming power when you're dead. So as long as your spirit is still alive, please nurture it, nourish it. We have mentors, we have pastors, we have social workers. Run for them, look for them while they are still there. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Look for them while they are still there. And Batemona-Abeke said, there is no sustainability in fakeness. Hey, and now we are having also the third request. So you're going to be preparing, ladies, for the next conversation next week. Someone is asking, we need part 3 of the conversation of fakeness, and this could be a healing process for most of us. Thank you so very much, More Okeyo. Surely we're going to do the part 3 next week. As the demand comes, we work as you asked for. So make sure you share the link with other people so that they have the information and so they can be healed. Yes, this is real, true re-education. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the conversation today. Hoping to see you again next week, same time, and with the third part of dealing with fakeness in our surroundings. God bless you and take good care of yourself. Until then, bye-bye.